What is good, people? Welcome back to another video, man. You've seen the title, so you know what's going on. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can build up those triceps, you know, the good part or the big part of the arm that's going to make your arms look nice, big, strong, solid, good in the t-shirt, all that other stuff. But I'm going to show you how you can do it with minimal equipment at home. Any equipment that we do use can be substituted for something that you may have in the house. So no excuses, let's get straight into it. All right guys, so the first exercise we're going to be doing is obviously the classic diamond push-up. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the ground. You're either going to put your hands in a diamond shape just like that, or as close as you possibly can together. Now with diamond push-ups, or you can call them close grip push-ups, as soon as you move your hands closer together, your triceps immediately become more activated, and obviously in a wider stance where the chest kind of takes over. So if you can't bring your hands right together from the jump, just bring them together as closely as you can to activate the triceps more. So with these push-ups, we want to make sure that our body has a nice shape, nice streamlined shape, coming down, bringing it to the center of our chest, then pushing all the way back up. This is about quality, not quantity, as I always say. You want good form. You want to make sure that your chest is touching your hands, and then push back up. Now obviously, if you're just beginning with these, you may not be able to get your chest to your hands. That's fine. Just go down as far as you can go. But we want to make sure that we are coming all the way back up. We do want to work on that full range of motion. We don't want any cheat reps or half reps. You know, we don't want that then you're just bouncing on your joints, you feel me? So we want to make sure that we're going through that full range of motion, that the triceps getting a nice stretch and an extension to really work it, to help it get stronger and obviously help it get bigger as well. So as I said in the previous videos, you kind of want to make sure all your reps look the same. Obviously the tempo and the speed is going to slow down as you fatigue, but the movement pattern should be all the way the same throughout your set, and that's how you're going to get good quality reps in. Your triceps are going to grow and you're going to look amazing. So we're going to stick with the ground game, and we're going to do some body weight extensions. Pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to come onto your elbows like so, get in the same position as the push-up, and literally all you're going to do is use your palms to push up, then come back down. Nice tempo, really going to work the triceps. Not as easy as you think it would be, but you should be able to get a few reps, and just start with where you're at. If you can only do 3 reps, do 3, 4, whatever, and gradually increase over time. Now naturally, the more you lean over your body, the harder this is going to be. But just make sure the reps are quality. For most people, I'd probably say start off with about 4 or 5 reps, see how you can get through that. But it's not a pushing movement with your chest. You're literally extending at the elbow, obviously, to make the triceps work. You also want to make sure that you do control the descent in a reasonable manner. You don't want to drop to the thing. No, you want to make sure that when you're coming down, it's controlled, push back up. You don't want to hang out there for too long. It's literally a touch and go, and you might get so good where you don't even have to touch the ground. You can just hover, you know, just above the floor and still get that tricep work. And then for the final exercise that we're going to perform on the floor is going to be a cross arm tricep extension. So what basically you're going to do is cross your arms like so, and you're going to just push up to work the triceps just like that. Again, it's a movement that is going to take some coordination and practice to really get down the movement pattern, but it is really going to work those triceps. But make sure with these that you do switch over the arms. So the one that was in front before is behind, and literally just making sure the tricep is getting some work. I would probably say do the other ones first, build up that strength in the plank position, and then you can move on to the cross arm tricep extensions. But it's up to you. If you feel like you can do both, then do both. Now if you found that the diamonds are becoming too easy, you're getting a lot of reps in, perfect, that's exactly what we want. But we're going to make it more difficult. So we're going to grab a bench, a chair, anything that you can elevate your feet on. And we're literally going to go into the diamond position again, feet up, body nice and streamlined, and we're just going to come down, push back up, same motion, making sure that our chest is touching our hands, and we're pushing back up. Now obviously the more or the higher we raise our feet, the more body weight that we have to push. So raising your feet higher and higher is going to make the exercise more intense, more difficult, but that equals more growth and more stimulation at the end of the day. So this is another option that you can do if diamonds are becoming a little bit too easy for you. Just find something to elevate your feet on, get some good reps in. Now inversely, if you are not quite there yet where you can't do diamond push-ups on the ground, you can place your hands on the bench and literally just do diamond push-ups here. So oppositely, the higher your torso, the easier the movement. So instead now we're focusing on just building up the movement pattern in order for us to develop the tricep strength. So as you can see, we just go here like that. A lot easier. We're still making sure our core is nice and tucked, it's tight, it's not here, it's still here. Bringing our chest to the bench, push back up. Now obviously as you become stronger and stronger, you can find a lower and lower surface to continue to work those triceps, progress, and then eventually you can reach the ground. So sticking with the bench, chair, whatever you're using as a surface, what we're going to do is we're going to go into tricep skull crushers next, but we're going to use our body weight. So ordinarily people would do this with weight, so they'll be lying on their back doing a skull crusher like that. If you don't have weights, then you can still do the exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands on the bench like this. Depending on the width, you'll have to see what width you can work with, but we want the body again nice and streamlined, and all we're going to do is come down like that, push back up, come down, push back up, just like that. Now this is not a full body movement. Well, it is, but it isn't. So we don't want to use our body as momentum. We literally just want to bend at the elbow and extend at the elbow. So flex and extend at the elbow. So again, when we're coming down, we're not bringing our whole body down, literally just bending at the elbow, push back up, bend, push back up. Now that is really going to work the triceps. Hopefully you have the strength to do it. If you don't, do as many reps as you can at the end of the day. Now the lower you come, the harder it's going to be. So if you need to work with a higher surface first to really get the technique down, so what I can do is I'll show you with my dip bars, which is a higher surface. So obviously this is easier than the bench. You might have to start with that height or even higher, who knows, but at the end of the day you're still getting that working. So body weight skull crushers, great way to work the triceps. Again, very similar to the tricep extensions, but to get big triceps, it's mainly about extending at the elbow or flexing at the elbow, both ways to get the growth. So seeing that we just brought our dip bars into the mix, obviously parallel bar dips, great way to build up those triceps. Now people like to do them different ways, regardless of, you know, the form and whatever. As long as the form is pretty good or, you know, reasonable standard, you're going to work the triceps. Obviously you can make it more chest or tricep bias, but we ain't going to get into all that today. So literally with the parallel bar dips, you're dipping down, come back up, really let the triceps do the work. Now obviously the chest is going to get some gains. Hey, that's fine, that's what we want as well. We want a nice rounded physique, but the triceps is doing a lot of work. Make sure that when you are doing this, that you're not stopping short and then coming back up. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want to get that nice stretch on the triceps. You don't have to go super low, you know, as low as me, but you literally want to come to where your arm is parallel and then push back up. That's it. And once you progress with body weight, you can start to do weighted dips and things of that nature. But parallel with our dips are going to make your triceps literally explode. So don't skip out on them. Don't think they're a beginner exercise. Everyone should be doing these regardless. They're known as the upper body squat. So come on now. Now if you do want to do dips but you haven't quite mastered or got the strength yet to do so, what you can do is you can grab a band, you place them on the dip bar, or place it on the dip bar. You can bring your knees into play with them. You can do one knee or both knees, it's up to you at the end of the day. But literally what we're going to do is just allow that to help us to build up the strength to be able to do a dip. Now as time goes on and you get stronger and stronger, you probably want to use a lighter and lighter band until you don't need a band at all. But that's an option for you if you want to do dips and haven't got quite the strength. And if you have a parallel dip bar and a resistance band, then why not? If you own a pair of rings or have access to a pair of gymnastic rings, then obviously you are a very smart individual. But also you can do some tricep extensions on your rings as well. So literally you want to find a decent height for the rings, and you're just going to bring them out here, and you can just lower yourself down. Oh snap, I'm strong. So what you're going to do is lower yourself down and then push back up with the rings. Now obviously depending on your strength level will depend on how low you can make the rings. You may need to start up here and work there, but it all depends on your fitness level. Now if you don't find that comfortable and you prefer to use one ring to again get those arms a little bit closer together, you can work with just one ring, just like that. So again, there's many different options that you can use to build up those triceps. Now obviously if you want big arms, and you're aware the triceps make up most of the arms, so working your tricep is going to help accentuate the size and obviously the aesthetics of your arms as well. So don't skip out on them. Make sure you're working them, make sure you're working them properly. Good full range of motion, good form. Remember, it's quality not quantity, and you'll get the results. But thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.